Soak it all in. Relish in the moment. Cherish it. It might not happen again for a while. Cherish it. It felt like it was never going to happen again. It felt like we were never going to win another basketball game. But the Philadelphia 76ers, they pull it off, man. They get back in the win column. Yeah, it was the Detroit Pistons without Cade Cunningham. Yeah, the Detroit Pistons are 9-12 and are the Detroit Pistons, but I still thought Jaden Ivey was going to kill us. I thought Isaiah Stewart was going to have 90 rebounds again. I thought, we lost to the Pistons last time we played them. But Cade Cunningham is their best player and does average 9 assists per game. So, their entire offense really runs through Cade Cunningham. So it was the Pistons without Cade Cunningham. But in the words of the legendary philosopher Vincent Diesel, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. A win is a win. And the Sixers get a dub over the Detroit Pistons, 111-96. A lot of things to talk about in this one, man. A lot of things to talk about. Nick Nurse was forced to play some guys that he hates, and it ended up working. Oh, look. Random NBA fans are not idiots. Random NBA fans were right about some of the things we were saying, because basketball is very simple. It's not complicated. You don't have to be a genius to pull this off, man. We're going to talk about it all. Before we do, man, hit the like button for me one time. I'll give you this content absolutely free during every Sixers game, after every Sixers game, and videos about Sixers rumors and drama almost damn near every single day. Don't forget, Maxey McCain 25 t-shirts are still available. If you want them before the holidays, you got to order them right now. RunItBackPhillyShop.com, 20% off, code SICKOS20. There's the Sickos hoodies. There's the Maxey McCain shirts. Thank you to everybody for supporting the movement. Let's get down to business. The Philadelphia 76ers win 111-96. Paul George returns, gets hurt again. Tyrese Maxey has himself a night after starting, pretty ice cold. Jared McCain is broken. That's my fault. We're going to work on reversing the curse on Jared McCain. But I think the story of this game is we go into the game being one of the worst rebounding teams in the NBA, one of the worst shot blocking, rim protecting teams in the NBA, and Andre Drummond sprains his ankle. Now, I'm not celebrating an injury, of course. I would never celebrate an injury. But coaches like Nick Nurse, these stubborn old dinosaurs who are stuck in their ways and are so obsessed with playing the oldest players on the roster over everyone else, even while they're getting ran off the floor by every 19-year-old in the damn NBA. Sometimes things need to happen to force that coach to have a little bit of flexibility. Andre Drummond sprains his ankle, and it looked like it hurt, by the way. If you didn't see it, go watch it. Landed on someone's foot. Whole foot went sideways. Not cool. Doesn't feel good to watch. I've done it 100 times to both of my ankles. It's terrible. But, last game, Nurse started Drummond and Yabusele, and I thought, hey, that means he's going to play the kid Adembona at backup center, and he didn't do it. And I don't think he was going to do it this game either. but Andre Drummond sprained his ankle. So then you're like, holy hell, now what are we going to do at the center position? Because Yabusele gets smoked in the defensive department playing center. He has to play Adem Bona. So immediately, of course, because he doesn't have any other options, the second round pick out of UCLA, who we watched in the summer league and we watched in the preseason dunk and block shots and get rebounds and be an animal, finally puts him on the floor because he has to. And he shows out. 20 minutes for Adem Bona, 5 rebounds, 3 blocks, and a +9. And that's the type of stuff, the type of things the stat sheet won't show is a player like Adem Bona injecting energy into the team. The blocks were ridiculous. One was on a floater that I thought they were going to call a goaltend. He was hanging in the air. I mean, swatted it like a volleyball spike. And then a very next possession, 2 hands straight up, block at the rim. Holy hell. You got somebody under 30 years old who can jump and block a shot and get a rebound. And Nick Nurse finally played him. He had to play him because of the Andre Drummond ankle injury. But Adem Bona did his thing, and I believe it had a lot. This victory had a lot to do with the energy that Adem Bona injected into the game and the rebounding and the shot blocking. You had lineups, bro. You had lineups with Ricky Council and Adem Bona on the floor together. Oh my God! 2 athletes under 25 years old who are 6'7", 6'8", 6'10", and strong, can run from one end of the floor to the other. I mean, it's basketball, bro. You need young guys that can run and jump. So instead of Eric Gordon, Kyle Lowry, and Reggie Jackson, and running Yabusele at center in these lineups, he was running some of the oldest and slowest lineups I've ever seen in the first 17 games of the season. Now you're 3-14, and you start to see what a team can look like when you put some youth out on the floor, when you put some guys that can run up and down the floor and do things. Do I have faith that Nick Nurse understands what I'm saying right now? No, I do not. Because guess what? He still put Eric Gordon in the game. And he was terrible. He was terrible when he put him in the game in the second quarter. So I thought, hey, Eric Gordon's experiment finally over, right? Finally. Nope. Fourth quarter, Eric Gordon time. Immediate turnover. I mean, this guy is so bad. How is Eric Gordon still on this basketball team? How is Eric Gordon still in the NBA? How's he getting minutes over anybody? Nick Nurse's guy, he still figured out a way to play him 10 minutes. He was 0 for 4. He had what felt like 6 turnovers. There's no turnovers listed on the screen, but I disagree with that. He was a -4. He was absolutely horrendous. He drives right, gets blocked by everybody on the Detroit Pistons roster. He drives left, throws up a floater off the glass, doesn't even touch the rim. I mean, Eric Gordon's horrendous. Horrendous. I watched him try to drive on the left side, lost the ball 3 times in one possession, dribbled it off his foot, somehow got it back, tried to drive again on the right side and got blocked by 2 or 3 players at the rim. He's short, he's old, he can't jump, he's slow. I'm not understanding the Eric Gordon thing. But 27 minutes for Ricky Council and 20 minutes for Adem Bona is a step in the right direction for the dinosaur, the White Dock Rivers, Nick Nurse. Also, KJ Martin, 27 minutes. Shout out to KJ Martin. Mr. Balloon Deal. Oh, they pay him $8 million a year because they want to trade him at the deadline. KJ Martin's one of your most valuable players in this game. One of the only players on the roster that can play lockdown defense. But in the first half, KJ Martin hit 2 catch and shoot threes from the corner. Why do his stats say 1 for 2? Didn't he hit 2 threes? Was his foot on the line in one of them? But either way, KJ Martin, I was saying it last year, he's the best defender on the team. He's so good on ball defensively. He's lockdown. He's clamps. He's strong. He moves his feet well. He stays square. He's a really good defender. And then he's catching and shooting and making threes on the other end. Is KJ Martin becoming a 3-and-D player? Great game by KJ Martin. 7 for 8 from the field. Got to the free throw line 5 times. 6 rebounds, 3 assists. 3 blocks for KJ Martin. Some of these dudes were taking it to the rim and just putting it up on a silver platter, and KJ was saying, "Give me that!" The Philadelphia 76ers had 7 blocks in this game. 8 blocks. 8 blocks in this game. One of them was Kelly Oubre Jr. 3 of them was KJ Martin. 3 of them was Adem Bona. And one of them was Ricky Council. 7 blocks between KJ Martin, Adem Bona, and Ricky Council. 3 guys that Nick Nurse doesn't even like to put on the floor half the time. I'm hype about a lot of things. Of course, it is the Detroit Pistons without Cade Cunningham, but I'm hype about a lot of things that I saw from Nick Nurse putting young athletes on the floor, even though it was because of injury. And Eric Gordon wasn't out. Kyle Lowry's out. Reggie Jackson's out. My fear is that when Kyle Lowry's cleared to play, he's coming right back in. We're getting right back to Eric Gordon, Kyle Lowry playing 60 minutes. Reggie Jackson, So we'll see. It would be frustrating, but it wouldn't shock me. And that's just, Doc Rivers used to do the same thing, man. Players would have some injuries. Some young guys would show up and ball out, and then he would go right back to playing the guys that he liked, and he didn't care. We watched it last season when Ricky Council had some good regular season games and was one of the only end-to-end athletes on the team, and then he got 0 minutes in the postseason, so there's that. Tyrese Maxey was cooking in the second half of this game, and it was nice to see Tyrese Maxey get his groove back. This is the second game in a row that Tyrese Maxey got in a groove. It started rolling, looked comfortable, and in points looked completely unstoppable. He's a player that if his rhythm is off, he really struggles a lot. If his rhythm is off, he really struggles, and it looks like he's forcing shots, and it looks like he's unsure of himself, and it looks like he's just running in kind of full speed, head at the rim, diving into defenders and throwing. The past 2 games, he's looked like he's gotten in a groove and gotten comfortable. He was 11 for 24 in this game. He did start the first half. He was 3 for 12 in the first half, and I thought, holy hell, Maxey's ice cold, and he was kind of being a ball hog in the first half too. We didn't really need him to chuck up 12 shots in the first half. But I respect that. I respect that having a bad shooting first half didn't affect him in the second half. You know what I'm saying? He just got third quarter. That's what you have to have in the NBA, and Tyrese Maxey's one of the guys that has it. He has a short-term memory. He had bad shooting in the first half, comes out third quarter, starts chucking again. Doesn't care. Shooters shoot. You shoot through it, right? And start of the third quarter, Tyrese Maxey, 10 straight points. 10 straight points to start the third quarter for Tyrese Maxey. And really took the game over in the third quarter and led us to victory, honestly. Went up 20 and really didn't squander the lead, like the 76ers are known to squander the lead from time to time. Tyrese Maxey had 28 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, was a plus 25. Great game for Tyrese Maxey, got in a groove, was scoring in all of the array of ways that he does, the step back threes, the threes around screens, the mid-range, the floaters, the drive opposite foot high off the glass. Really looked unstoppable at points in this game, and it's nice to have Tyrese Maxey back after that 2 weeks out with the hamstring and then being on a minutes restriction, not being able to get in his groove. And happy to see Tyrese Maxey look like Tyrese Maxey, his 25 to 30 point per game ability that I know that he has. Now with Tyrese Maxey getting back in the groove, Jared McCain, ice cold for the second game in a row and struggling to really find a rhythm when Tyrese Maxey is leading the offense. You know, we saw Jared McCain go on a little bit of a Jeremy Lin sanity run, right, over 5 or 6 games when Tyrese Maxey was out. And Maxey comes back, and it seems like Jared McCain is struggling to find out where he's supposed to be in the offense and what he's supposed to be doing. Nurse takes him out of the starting lineup because you don't have any point guards with Lowry and Reggie Jackson being out. So I thought I was going to see some lineups with Jared McCain with Maxey on the bench where Jared McCain would really shine as the lead scorer. Didn't really see it in this game a whole lot. Just had a couple of drives to the rim and finishes, one of them really in garbage time. Really, McCain just had like 1 or 2 buckets the entire game in 29 minutes. I don't think he had a shot attempt almost the entire first half. He was 3 for 7. He was 0 for 3 from 3. So, you know, McCain's been struggling 2 games in a row. Now, I do need to admit that 2 games ago, Jared McCain had 8 points in the first quarter, and Maxey was struggling, and I put a $100 bet on Jared McCain to drop 30. And I swear to God, he immediately went ice cold and started bricking everything, started turning the ball over, completely lost all of his basketball ability because I cursed him, man. I ruined Jared McCain. And then I said, okay, I need to bet the under on Jared McCain to reverse the curse, and I forgot to do it before this game started. And DraftKings wouldn't let me do it live. I couldn't bet his under while it was live. So I haven't reversed the curse yet. So it's my fault. And Jared McCain remains ice cold. Isn't that insane that he was hot for 1 quarter? I put a bet on him to score 30, and he's ice cold for the next 7 quarters. So I have to bet Jared McCain under next game to reverse the curse. That has to happen. But, you know, I want to see Jared McCain get back in a groove and find his way to be, you know, the lethal scorer that he really was for 6, 7 straight games with Tyrese Maxey out there playing. Paul George returned against the Detroit Pistons. It was nice to see Paul George return. Definitely points in his game where Paul George really, really elevated the team with his, you know, he was only 4 for 12 and he was 1 for 2 from the 3-point line. But just Paul George being an elite shot creator and a really good ball handler, it changes everything about the team if he can stay healthy. But, you know, just having Paul George out there, drawing a double team and kicking it out. He had 5 assists again in this game. Last game he played before he got hurt again, he had 8 assists. So Paul George takes the pressure off of a lot of players by being able to create things, make the defense move, draw double teams, kick it out, then we can kick it around the perimeter. So it was nice to just see Paul George's skill level out there helping the team and change the energy and really bring a dynamic and an ability that really we miss without him on the floor. You know, I thought actually Paul George played the game a lot more physical than I was expecting because he has hyperextended his knee a second time and hasn't been playing as physical as I felt like he was playing before the first knee hyperextension. But I thought he was pretty physical in this game. He went to the rim a couple of times. Didn't look like he was, you know, babying the knee or being hesitant or anything. So it was nice to see Paul George kind of get back to what we need him to be to start putting some W's in the damn win column. Now, Paul George did leave the game after Chris Fontecchio dove at his knee on a loose ball. If you haven't seen it, go look at it. Chris Fontecchio, that's probably not how you say his name, dove for a loose ball, hit Paul George in the right knee, and he was holding his knee. And then he went to the bench holding his knee. And then he didn't come back in the game. And then Kate and Hala report at the end of the game that Paul George was held out for the rest of the game for precautionary reasons. But he did hurt another knee in this game. Again, I love Paul George as a player when he's on the floor. Incredibly talented. Brings a dynamic to the team that is really, really useful and can help you win a lot of games. But it seems like he can't even play a single game without getting hurt. Dude, the guy got hurt in the fucking preseason. Game 2 of the preseason, the guy got hurt. Comes back, plays a couple of games, hyperextends the same knee. Now he gets that knee good. He's got a knee brace on the size of Texas. Plays 26 minutes of basketball and hurts the other knee. Are you freaking kidding me? We got 4 years of this, guys. We got 4 years of this guy who can't play an entire basketball game without getting hurt. Talk me off the ledge here. Am I overreacting? Or is this guy going to get hurt literally every other game? He played 74 games last year. It was one of the healthiest seasons of his career in LA. The Sixers sign him, and he turns right back into the injury-prone player that he was known to be. And now he can hardly finish one entire basketball game without having some kind of injury. But it was nice to have him out there. He was a plus 30, the highest plus minus on the team. Even though he was only 4 for 12 and 1 for 2 from 3, he really affected the game in a lot of ways. And, he frees up Maxey a lot when they're on the floor together. Hopefully he's not hurt, and hopefully he can manage to stay somewhat healthy to start to rack up some wins. But my goodness, Paul George hurt again. What are the Sixers going to do at center, man? Andre Drummond sprained his ankle, and it didn't look good. Joel Embiid seemingly is never going to play basketball again. I guess you're going to have to start. Are you going to start a Dembona? You know what I mean? He's going to play he's going to start Yabusele and a Dembona be the backup. I mean, there's lineups where he's running KJ Martin at center because you really don't have anywhere else to go. So that's interesting. And my camera froze. I'm going to let you guys rant if you want to. The Discord link is pinned to the top of the chat. If you want to call me on the Discord, if you're hanging out on a Saturday and you watch the game and you want to have the conversation, hop in the Discord, click the link that's pinned at the top of the chat, and call me on the Discord. I want to hear from you, okay? I'll give you a couple minutes to get in the Discord while I talk to you about my sponsors that make this show possible. Game Time Ticket App. Game Time Ticket App is the best damn ticket app on the planet. Game Time takes all the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets. They do all the work for you. And they have a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. They show you all the great deals. Oh man, is my camera fried, bro? Uh-oh. My camera might be cooked as Joel Embiid is. No, I lost my place. Hold up. Let me get back to my Game Time sponsor. Take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CLNS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. And this is also brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. The NBA in-season tournament is here. The courts are still ugly, but your parlays don't have to be. Get in on the NBA in-season tournament action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. The Emirates Cup is every Tuesday and Friday for group play with a chance to advance to the single elimination tournament in the NBA Cup Championship in Las Vegas. First time betting, here's something special just for you. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code RUNITBACK. That's code RUNITBACK for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Let's go to the Discord. My dude A Decent is in the Discord to have a conversation. Shout out to everybody hanging out, man. Be active in the chat, man. Drop your hot takes, ask your questions. Do all that sort of thing, man. Hey, Decent, what's going on, bro? Hey, yo.
Eastwood, what's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
Oh, man. What a crazy win today. I can't. I was watching this game, and I was like, what is this team? Hold on, wait a minute. We had the conversation the last time.
Yeah.
They played. And I felt like God was watching this conversation or hearing our conversation for what it was. Because we spoke up Adam Mona. Of course, Drummond was sacrificed today in order for him to get minutes.
That's what has to happen with coaches like Doc Rivers and Nick Nurse, man. Somebody has to get sacrificed.
So ridiculous.
Yeah.
But as you can see, he was +9 on the floor when he was out there.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason for that is because this brother can move on the defensive end. He's not a slow, lethargic center.
Exactly. He can run.
He's athletic. He can run the floor. And he's very good at getting back to his bed off switches. He can actually move his feet.
Yep.
For someone his size, which bothered everybody on the Pistons roster because they were thinking, man, we could just get around him and get to the rim. No, you can't, because Adam Bona's not going to allow you to.
Dude, he's really good, man. When we drafted him, I watched the highlights at UCLA, and I was like, this kid's a monster. I assumed we were going to use him right when the season started.
Yes, it would have made perfectly good sense. He would have fit right in.
He would
He
have.
fits in right now. Just with this young core, he fits perfectly in.
Exactly.
And counsel.
Yeah, and the things that he has the things that you're lacking. Like, this should be obvious.
And so because I looked at your tweet earlier.
Yeah.
Where you were mentioning that Nurse is a dumbass for waiting this long to put these type of young players out there on the floor.
17 games, bro. You're the worst rebound. You're the worst rebounding team in the league. You're the worst shot blocking team in the league. And
by the way, they had 7 tonight.
And you have a rebounding shot blocker on your bench, and you wouldn't put him in for 17 games.
17 games, worst shot blocking team in the league, and we had 7 tonight.
Exactly.
7 blocks tonight. 3 from Bona, 3 from KJ Martin.
Isn't it crazy that athleticism wins basketball games? Wow. Rocket science, huh?
Whoa. Oh, we already knew about Ricky Council. I told us that the moment he gets more than 20 minutes, he's gonna be the most efficient bench guy we have.
You think so?
And what? Yo, every time he gets more than 13 minutes, it will never go wrong. The dude is a motor.
He is a motor. He's a motor. He is a motor.
The moment he gets a rebound in his hands, he's off. He's taking off.
Yeah.
To go to the rim or make something happen at the rim.
I like what he does, when he sticks to really what he's good at and when he gets comfortable in the game and things like that. Like, a lot of times, probably just because he doesn't play consistent minutes to be comfortable, a lot of times you throw him out there and he does some wild shit and you're like, all right, Ricky, calm down.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, you're
exactly.
Right. Playing enough minutes and getting comfortable.
Yeah, I agree with you. And this is the reason why that is. Because he thinks to himself that his mindset is, I may not get a lot of minutes, so I want to make the most of it so I can get the coach to believe that I need more.
Yeah,
So
the
he's trying
same
to
thing.
do more.
Yeah, same thing used to happen with Doc Rivers. Yep, the young guys get out there and they look out of sorts because they're trying too hard because they're like, and they're also scared to mess up and they're overthinking the game and everything.
That too. Yeah. And this situation, there were so many people hurt. They said, "Hey," he said, "You know what? I'm just go out there and play."
Right.
This team looks so good in transition with the young guys too.
They do.
Just to get out on the open court.
Yep. Yeah, I mean,
Hey, look,
you see games where there's no athleticism on the floor, and then you see games like this with KJ Martin, Ricky Council, and Adem Bona off the bench.
Running up and down the court.
Yeah.
And they got to stop them. And who does it accommodate? It accommodates the guards. Maxey, McCain. Makes it easy for them.
Exactly.
Because they got players that's going to go out on the court and run. Yep. Especially off a turnover. We will not get that with Paul George, Joel Embiid. These guys are half-court professionals.
Facts. Big facts, man. Big facts.
Half-court professionals.
Hey,
they're not, these guys are not going to get out in the open court like that.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, I feel like, part of it is because we're playing the Detroit Pistons and they're, but
we took advantage of the schedule, to be fair. They come off a back-to-back. Indiana, that was important to them because it was the NBA Cup. They're undefeated right now in that. So they put all their focus and energy into that. Come off a plane. I guess they had like a late plane or something.
Yeah.
And they didn't get enough rest when they came back to Detroit, which was perfect for us because we was already here resting. So everything panned out the way it did, even with Drummond getting hurt.
Yeah, we'll see what Nick Nurse does moving forward, man. I hope he sticks with some of these lineups with these young players.
I hope he does too.
I don't have too much faith in it, man. I think Lowry's going to come back and he's going to go Lowry, Reggie Jackson, Eric Gordon, and you're going to go back to DNP for Ricky Council, or maybe not. He did say some good things about Ricky Council after the last game that he played, so maybe he's finally opening up to play.
That's why he got more minutes today.
And Drummond, I think Drummond's going to be out for a while because that looked like it hurt a lot. That looked like not.
Yeah, it did. And what makes me mad is it looked like Drummond was going to have a sensational game today too, and that shat itself when he got hurt.
And he should have been using. Even way before this game, he should have been using Drummond and Adem Bona back and forth at center,
Yes. I like Ubaselli, but Ubaselli is 260 pounds, does not have lateral movement at the 6'8" position. He's explosive when attacking the rim, sure.
Yeah.
But he is not explosive when it comes to footwork and movement. He gets caught up in a lot of pick and roll situations where he gets eaten alive. And you don't want your 6'8" wing, so you're 6'8" trying to go out there, 260 guy.
Right.
Trying to go out there and try to scramble to make up plays. It's not ideal.
I agree, man. I agree. Decent. Hey, man, you got anything else for me, bro?
Hey, man, I just hope that this team could just keep with the right instincts. Go young, running young. This worked so well for Maxey.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have to force anything. He just surveyed the offense, surveyed the defense, picked it apart, got his shots. And I love the fact that he still took time to look for others in this game. He wasn't afraid to pass the rock to open looks. Some people hit shots, some didn't. Oh, look, Kelly Oubre, plus 24 today. This is the most efficient I've seen him
you're
the
happy
ball today.
You're happy, man. You're very happy about this.
Look, man.
I don't want you to get your hopes up too high here, man.
Come on, it's been a while since we see the Sixers win. So
I agree. I don't want you to get your hopes up too high here, man.
I don't listen. Well, you gotta take it one game at a time. We don't know what we're getting for the rest of this year. Heck, we don't know. Embiid might come back next game. We don't even know.
Woo!
We really don't know. So we're going with the motions right now.
I feel you, bro.
I think this is a situation where Nurse is going to be, his hand's going to be forced because he don't know who's coming back. Like Caleb Martin didn't even play this game. Back's still bothering him.
Yep.
So we don't even know we're going to get him back.
Yeah, so man, we'll see.
We're going to have to see.
I'm liking your positivity, man. Thanks for calling, bro.
I have to keep it. I have to. Because listen, Eastwood.
Yeah.
It's like you said yourself, buddy. We're sickos.
We are, man. We are.
We're sickos.
We are sickos, bro.
We're sickos.
Hey, have a good night, bro. Thank you.
Hey, man. You too, man. Thanks, Eastwood.
Hey, Decent on the line, man. Very he's hyped, man. He's very happy. I'm a little bit more reserved on this win than my man Decent in the Discord is. I don't want to get my hopes up that high and assume that Nick Nurse is now going to move forward and suddenly understand that you need young athletes out there running up and down the floor to get rebounds and play defense and block shots and dive for loose balls. You know, I don't have faith in this guy. I watched this guy now I didn't like his lineups in the playoffs last year, and the first 17 games of this season were horrendous by Nick Nurse. I don't have faith that he's suddenly going to do the right thing. I'm just going to call it like I think it is, man. As soon as his favorite guys are ready to play, it's probably what you're going to see. He still found a way to put Eric Gordon out there. Eric Gordon is atrocious. Eric Gordon should not be on an NBA team at this point of his career. But I'm happy with what I saw in this game. I'm a little bit hesitant to assume that that's going to continue. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm just scarred, man. I'm scarred. We got King Caesar in the Discord. Yo, what's going on, man?
Not too much, man. How you doing?
Fantastic, man. What's going on with you?
Hey, man. First of all, I wanted to say, I've been watching your channel for a minute. I just became a member in the summertime. But
word, man.
I've been watching your channel for quite a while, and I appreciate the content you put out and all that stuff. So, just keep up the hard work and all that stuff, man.
Thanks for the support, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Nah, but yeah, so the Sixers, man. What the main thing I think about is, what do we do with Joel Embiid? Like that.
I don't know, man. I have no idea.
That's quite the ultimate. That's quite the predicament that we are in with him, because
what do you think?
He is not. I don't know if he'll ever be the same player that he was.
No.
Even if he is somehow able to get on the court for a little 30 minutes, 32 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever going to play with the same aggressiveness that he played with in the past, even just with the aggressiveness he plays with last season.
Yeah.
I don't think we will ever see that Joel Embiid ever again.
Yeah, I think I've said that. I said that, months ago probably, or maybe when he missed the first 7-8 games of the season, and then I saw him play the first game. I was like, what is this? Yeah, man, multiple knee surgeries and meniscus repairs and all this stuff. And he's 30 years old and he's 7 feet 300 pounds. And nah, bro, the people that are like, oh, he just needs to get his knee right and he'll be back. I'm like, you don't get your knees right, bro. Like we're aging. Father time is a real thing. You can't reverse it. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like, I don't ever see him be. I watch some of his early highlights once in a while, man, or somebody pops up on Twitter with a early Joel Embiid highlights. He was jumping from damn near the free throw line, dunking on people, bouncing. He looked spry and just would land on both feet, no problem. And now, he dunked the ball in the Olympics and rolled across the floor with nobody near him. Like he's not even close to what he used to be. And I don't think he'll ever get back to that. I think, if they can manage the knee, I think this is what the Sixers were hoping. They can manage the knee and they can get the most out of him for the next 3 years. And, he's still one of the most skilled big men I've ever seen. He could be a Tim Duncan style of player for a couple of years, But I agree.
Yeah.
I agree that he's not going to be that physical beast that he used to be. I don't think so either.
And so with that being said, where do we go from here? Because this season is kind of a wash. Like the plan to manage this knee has not worked well whatsoever. Like that, I don't know what. Obviously, this ramping up nonsense didn't mean anything, but this season does not seem like it doesn't seem like we can turn this around. And that's not me being a downer or anything. That's me being honest. It does not seem like we have the roster to make a true run with this season.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And I don't want beating the Pistons without Cade Cunningham to trick people into thinking that we do. I did see different lineups in this game, and Adem Bona injects an energy that Nick Nurse hadn't tried in the first 17 games of the season. And Ricky Council coming around again 27 minutes in the game, adds some athleticism and stuff to the team. But I'll have to see, them play some better teams than the Pistons without their best player to really have change my opinion on it. I think I'm still on the same pace that you're on with it, that the roster's just even, no, bro. It doesn't feel like they're going to get Embiid back and healthy. Paul George seems like he can't finish a whole game without getting hurt. I don't know, man. They signed him to an extension, so
and
they're gonna just keep trying to win with
that
Joel.
Extension made me feel like, okay, well, his knee might be, close to being right, but because why else would they sign that extension?
Yeah.
Even with the knowing that he might have had a minor setback, I don't see any reasoning for them to have signed that extension unless they thought that he was close to being healthy.
Well, the rumor from apparently inside sources or whatever was that they knew his knee was. They knew he had an issue, and they signed him to an extension with a plan of strategic rest and something else to promote healing or whatever. I mean, they knew he had knee swelling and it wasn't 100%. They still signed him to an extension, and they just said, like, listen, we're just going to be really cautious with him. And I don't know, dude. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't expect this front office to make the right decision on anything, but that extension might turn out to be one of the worst we've ever seen, really. And this Paul George contract might turn out to be one of the worst we've ever seen also.
Yeah.
That's just the reality of it, man.
this previous off season, it was full of such the joy and hope. Oh, we got Paul George, all this and that. Yeah, but
they sold it again. That's all they do. They're selling a product, man. Every year they got it.
You called it.
I don't know what are they going to do next. If this team continues to not, to struggle to win any games, and say they, Joel never really gets back on the court and they finish, 30-52 or something. How are they going to come back next season with basically the same thing and try to convince everybody that it's going to work this time? That's what I'm interested to see, because something's going to have to happen, and I don't think beating the Pistons without Cade Cunningham really means a whole lot when you really think about it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, exactly. Especially missing Cade Cunningham, that would have made a major difference.
Yeah. All right, bro. Thanks for the call, man. King Caesar.
No problem, man. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, take care of yourself, King Caesar. Call back anytime, buddy. King Caesar in the Discord, bringing me back down to earth. So we got, my man A Decent called in, man. He was happy as hell about this win over the Pistons, man. He sounded like, Nick Nurse played the young guys, and now we're going to move forward and start winning games, and he's going to keep playing Adem Bona and the young guys. And I'm pumping the brakes a little bit with that. It sucks that Andre Drummond had to get sacrificed for, to actually put a shot blocker on the floor, but maybe Nick Nurse finally saw Adem Bona and said, oh, wow, look, there's a guy that can block shots and rebound. I should have been playing him the first 17 games of the season. We'll see. This game didn't change my opinion really on much, because I'm not getting duped. I expect Nick Nurse to continue being the clone of Doc Rivers that he was the first 17 games of the season. But But if it turns around, it turns around, man. You know, maybe Paul George didn't hurt himself again. Maybe he gets back into groove and starts playing consistently. Maybe Joel Embiid actually comes back and plays. Tyrese Maxey's getting in his groove. Maybe it does turn around and good things start to happen. Maybe. But I don't want to put myself in that headspace just to get let down. That's how I feel about it. DJ, this is Mufasa. I emailed you after last show. Look forward to your response. Hope Nurse continues to play the young guns. I hope he does too, man, but I don't think I'm expecting it. I don't think I'm expecting it. But, you know, here's a little bit of a conspiracy theory for you. Maybe ownership was like, hey, man, you got to stop playing Kyle Lowry and Reggie Jackson. You're running this shit into the ground. You know that photo that I posted on Instagram yesterday of Daryl Morey and Elton Brand and others talking to Nick Nurse at practice? What if they were like, hey, man, we're going to list Kyle Lowry out with a hip injury. We're going to list Reggie Jackson out with a whatever injury, and you're going to play some younger players. That's what we're going to do. Think about the fact that Nick Nurse was hardly even using Jared McCain the first couple games of the season. He only got the opportunity that he got because of injuries. You know? So, I don't know, man, but I started the season watching Eric Gordon and Kyle Lowry get absolutely torched by everybody in the NBA, which they shouldn't be on the floor, let alone at the same time. You know, but yeah, I'm not going to get my hopes up and think that Nick Nurse is suddenly going to turn into this coach who's going to play all of these creative lineups with young athletes on the floor. But it was nice to see these guys out there, KJ Martin and Ricky Council and Adembona. We'll see if that continues, man. Realistically, beating the Pistons without Cade Cunningham doesn't mean a whole lot. It's nice that Tyrese Maxey put up 28 and got comfortable and looked like his old self. And they have been run off the floor by a lot of bad teams this season. So it is a step in the right direction to win a game. But, you know, we'll see next game what they look like. Let's look at the schedule, actually. Let's look at the schedule. Oh, I went the wrong way. Box score, Sixers, schedule. The 76ers play the Charlotte Hornets on Tuesday. Another bad team. They went to overtime with Charlotte the last time they played them and got a victory in overtime. And they got Orlando, back-to-back. A Wednesday Orlando and a Friday Orlando. It's always odd when they make us play the same team twice. But Orlando's a good team. Even without Paolo Banchero, Orlando is beating a lot of teams right now. Orlando is 14-7. Then they got Chicago, Charlotte again. And then the schedule gets a little bit tougher with Cleveland, San Antonio, Boston, Utah, and Portland, not so much. Then Sacramento, Golden State, Brooklyn, Phoenix. You get the Wizards in there, the Pelicans, and you got Orlando, Oklahoma City, New York Knicks, Indiana Pacers, Milwaukee Bucks, Denver Nuggets, Cleveland Cavaliers. Holy hell. January is going to tell us a lot about this team because there's a run of games in January that is a gauntlet. So we'll see, man. But hey, Sixers get in the win column, and they're 4-14. And we'll see you next time, man. You guys are the best. I love you. See you soon.